Test. Hey, good morning. If we could all gather around, welcome. First of all, I'd like to just silence your phones, finish up any conversations in the briefing area that keep you from listening to our morning briefing. Once again, welcome to the 0700 briefing here at the Creek Fire. I'm Rick Luke, Plant Section Chief for California Incident Management Team 5. And just a reminder, we are still in unified command with CAL FIRE. Our incident commander is Rick Young, and that's it. So what we're going to do is get going with an update last night from Polo.
Hey, good morning. Polo Rodriguez, Night Operations for the outgoing Incident Management Team 1. I'd like to start off just by saying thank you to the home units for Fresno Kings and also Sierra National Forest. It was your expertise that helped us get to this point. I know you guys got a long road ahead of you guys, but with you guys, with the talent we got here, I'm sure we can pull it off. Last night on the north end of the fire, just to give you a quick update, talked to them, and they pretty much got from Frank all the way down to the host, down to the dam at the tying point, pretty much tied in. They did some burning yesterday, and that's all looking good on the north end, at least to the halfway point. On our side, we started off at Ranger Lake or Dam and work our way up. On Jose Basin, we were trying to pull some hose out yesterday. We've still found a lot of heat that stayed in there. As we work our way around Meadow Lakes, still had some smoke, but we left the hose lay in there, all inside the perimeter, but around the structures. Division Sierra, we did pretty good. We had one of those slop over that we've been working like the last 3 days. We got some hose lays around it. We got the crews around there. They're still mopping up. We put a lot of water in that location yesterday. One of the key areas we had last night was around Huntington Lake China Peak Ski Resort. On the backside of that, we had about a 7-acre slop. We did get hose and hand line around that, and that should continue to be mopped up today. For the rest of the incident, up to the north division, NORA up there, they did defensive burnout 2 nights ago. Everything still has not crossed the Kaiser Pass Road, and everything's staying in place. And with that, I like to say after 22 night shifts, I'd like to finally say good night. And for you guys, have a great assignment. Make sure there's still a lot of green islands inside of there as you're going in there. Protect your crews, have your escape routes. The snags are still coming down, so heads up. Have a good shift. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Polo. As for the management objectives, there has been some changes. So on page 1, I'm going to go over those changes. As for the control objectives, they remain the same. In the general situational awareness, they remain the same. So the management objectives: ensure strategies and tactics provide for firefighter and public safety through the application of sound risk management and principles. Minimize the threat to private property, communities, businesses, and critical infrastructure. Establish and strengthen cooperator, partner, and stakeholder relationships. Minimize the threat of exposure to COVID-19 within the incident and surrounding communities by adhering to the CDC COVID-19 guidelines. And last, minimize the cost of the incident, employing tactics that have the highest probability of success while minimizing firefighter exposure. Those are the changes. Next, we got weather.
All right, good morning. Mark Pellerito, IMET. So today, nudge. It's a slight nudge. The last few days, we've had a pretty similar pattern every day, but now we're going to be starting to build the heat and the dryness over the next few days. Today's that first nudge in that direction, so start paying attention to, hey, things are starting to act a little bit different today. It is still very stable. The smoke is pretty stuck. It's not going anywhere. The temperatures for most of the fire ground will be in the 70s. You get to the upper elevations, some upper 60s, and you get to the lower reaches, more like lower to mid 80s. And then for tonight, temperatures 40s high to 50s low, even low 60s at the lowest elevations. And we've had decent recoveries overnight tonight. Recoveries will be pretty good again for tonight. And then for this afternoon, the RHs, a quick dip into the 20% range, highest elevations even into the upper teens % range. That's been what we've been seeing a lot of the last few days as well. Again, these are just little nudges to start paying attention to. Terrain-driven winds, where the sun heats the ground heats the air, and it starts to move upslope, up valley, up canyon, with some tendency to go in the ridges to be mainly from the west by this afternoon, and then things will start to switch around. So this is different. This is the nudge. This is the little bit where instead we're going to start to increase a little bit of those downslope, down valleys for tonight. One last thing I want to key in on. And the gusts today, by the way, low to mid-teens at most, but mostly below 10 miles per hour for the speeds. IAP, page 3, my phone number is right there on the forecast. And at the bottom, there's a QR code if you want to see what the RAWs are all up to. It'll come right up on your phone. So if the weather's doing something where you're like, I didn't think he said this was going to happen, call me and I'll get things set up straight. Thanks.
Thank you. Daily assignments with Don.
All right, good morning, everybody. Don Fraguglia, Planning Ops with California Team 5. I'm going to run through a quick roll call so we get everybody identified here. The Day Operations Section Chief today is Alex McBath. Okay, Alex is running the show. He has a trainee underneath him of Shannon Prather. Okay, and also in there is Jim McDougald from the local unit helping us out there. Jim? Okay, very good. Thank you. Again, my name is Don Fraguglia. I'm the planning ops on this fire. So out on the, we'll start over in on the north end in Branch 20. That's going to be Ernie Villa. He's out at China Peak right now. Within Branch 20, there'll be Division November. That's Victor LaFour. He's also out there on scene. Operational priority out there for Division November is going to be to hold that Kaiser Pass Road and keep getting ready to do structured defense at the Mono Hot Springs and the Pack Station and the various residences that are out there. Moving into Division Papa, that's going to be Jimmy Hidalgo. He's also out there at China Peak on scene. And Division Romeo, that's Kim Olson. Kim's right here. So if you're on Division Papa or Division Romeo and you're here in camp, you can go to Division Romeo's breakout, and it'll be up here on the table so we can get on the same page with everybody. Moving over into Branch 25-29, that's going to be Campbell with the trainee of Carter. There they are right there. Okay. Continuing the good work that's been done, we're anchored in down here on the south end in Branch 25-29. You guys have done a ton of good work down there, and we want to continue that good work, holding, mopping up, and being prepared for any type of issues that could arise down there. In Division Sierra uniform, that's going to be Whitwer. He is right there. Okay, Division Victor Whiskey, that's going to be Wade and Huff. They are right there. And then X-Ray Zulu's Bianchi. Okay, good morning. There he is right there. We're also doing some repopulation in Branch 25-29. That's Bowman. There he is right there. So repopulation will continue into the foreseeable future. So everybody needs to be aware of that. Moving into mitigation, Fleming. Okay, so there's Fleming, and we're going to continue that good mitigation work down there, as well as doing some suppression repair. We do have a staging area manager that's Hale. So there he is there. You shouldn't have anybody assigned, but we will, as resources trickle in, we'll be getting them out to you. Okay, with that, I'm going to cover air operations as well real quick, since our air ops is up on the north end right now. We do have... We have 4 Type 1 helicopters, 4 Type 2 helicopters, and 3 Type 3s, and we're kind of shuffling things around over to the Mammoth side of the world. We know we've been smoked out quite a bit lately, and but any requests for aircraft, we will have Air Attack up today. If you think you got clean air, request that Air Attack platform through operations or planning ops, and we'll get it up to assess the air, and then we'll get you some bucket work as needed. With that, have a good, safe shift.
Thank you, Don. Safety's next.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Brian Savage, Team 5 Safety. You guys have had a great safety record on this incident. We want to keep it that way. So continue to pay attention to the details. Don't assume anything out there. If you see something, you got to let somebody know. You can't assume that the big, ugly hazard tree that you guys come across, that everybody's aware of it. We got folks coming in new to the fire. So continue to have that good essay out there. Everyone gets a good briefing with the transition day today. A lot of new people in charge, so make sure you know who you're working for, and make sure the comms are working well wherever you're working. As far as the driving, that's one of the big things along with the snags, but as far as the driving, there's a lot of work still going on 168. Expect people to be around the next turn. They may not have a flagger where they should. So expect the unexpected on 168. There's a lot of areas where the guardrails are still not up, and if you're paying attention to your phone, not really paying attention to drive, it only takes a split second. You could be over the side, and it's going to be really bad. So the utility companies are also setting poles along 168. The speed limit on 168 is 35 miles an hour. It's a pretty slow speed limit, but there's good reason for it. CHP will give you a ticket if they catch you speeding, and the yellow Nomex won't keep you out of a ticket. Repop is going on. You keep hearing about repop. That's going on in stages. So we're going to continue to have more people up in the areas where they haven't been, and that's going to continue through Wednesday. And you're going to have people that want to go look around. They don't know what a faller is. They don't know what a snag is. So be heads up for people that haven't been in the areas you've been working on for the last week or two. They're going to want to get out there and take a look. So if people are in areas they shouldn't be, let your overhead know and let safety know. We'll get them out of there. We certainly don't want any injuries with the public being where they're not supposed to be. And as far as the snags go, make sure you do good assessments when you get out there. Be careful where you park. Assume the snags are going to continue to come down, and they will. And if a tree looked pretty good yesterday, it may not look good today because it keeps chunking. The heat's still there. It could be chunking away on that snag, and all of a sudden it's no longer a solid snag. It's a dangerous snag. So continue to make those reassessments when you go out there every day. And if you change locations, continue to do those assessments of those snags. Have a good day.
Thank you, Brian. Communications.
Good morning, Ken Earl, Communications. First of all, I want to thank the outgoing Kamel and his team. We have a fantastic setup here with very little changes. In fact, no clone today. You're welcome. So what I would like to point out, though, is that we have 4 repeaters. I know that your 205 says use command 5, which is channel 1. Don't just rely on that. Hunt around. If you're in a division and you have poor comms on command, definitely hunt around. You've got 4 repeaters, one here, one in this area, one in the center, and one over here. So hunt around on that. They're all tied together. So if you go on, channel 4, C32, you're going to hear it on 5. You're going to hear it on 46. And you're going to hear it on 64. So just remember that if you don't have good comms and command, hunt around. That's important. We got one on 168. We were able to hit at least 2 repeaters all the way through there, and we heard that there was a potential perception that there was bad comm. And I think it's because they were trying to just use 1 repeater. The same thing with TACs. The tactical frequencies are being used on fires all around us, and that's why they're tone protected front and back. And what that means is if you have radios with the receive tone in and somebody else that doesn't have it, it's going to sound like this. Not very good, right? So the other way is if you don't have receive transmit tones on, receive and transmit tones on, you're going to hear every single other fire, every single other command center that's sharing that frequency. So it's very important, especially if people are hand jamming radios, that they put their receive and transmit tones in. And that's why, okay? So we've been directed specifically to use receive and transmit tones, and they're all here in the 205, okay? And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Medical.
Good morning, Jeff Carlin, Medical from Team 5. So we're going to continue with the same plan you guys have been used to. We'll have 2 EMTs out there today, out at Division R and Division Victor. We'll have our 2 rescue ambulances at drop point 20 and 22. Do me a favor, new team, new plan. If you look at the back page of your IAP, that is our 8-line. Take some time this morning in your briefing, go through it, make yourself familiar with it. And basically, if we have any kind of medical emergency out there, IWI, be sure to tell us who you are, where you're at, what you got, and what you need. All right? And then follow up with let us know if you're coming into camp to follow up with CalMat or not. CalMat still available here at room 32 for all your minor medical needs. And then also with only having 2 EMTs out there today with 2 ambulances, make sure you guys are continuing IDing your medics and EMTs on your divisions and put them into the plan. With that, continue with the safety record you guys have been doing a great job. I appreciate it, and I'll see you tonight.
Thank you, Jeff. Logistics.
Good morning, folks. My name's Ken Cumpy. I'm the logistics chief for Team 5. I'd like to thank California Team 1 for a great handoff. This is an awesome footprint. We've got plenty of room. We are located in room 29. If you have anything you need or wish, come on over to room 29. We're there all day. We are currently setting a camp up at the China Peak ski area. There's logistics staff up there. If you're going that way, please tie in with them and they can point you in the right direction. Thank you.
Next, we got PIO.
Morning, Mark Savage, Information Officer, Team 5. Updated statistics for the fire today. We've got 292,172 acres. Increase of containment by 3% up to 39%. We've got 3,263 personnel. As mentioned, the repopulation of the residents returning to their homes is obviously a huge event. From the hard work of the previous incident management team, that's starting to uptick significantly over the next few days. Safety's already mentioned what's that going to bring you out in operations over that time period. We will have information officers out there to support the public as they return. CAL FIRE still has some personnel out there dedicated to some of that assistance needed. We do want to provide them as much help as needed because obviously they've been through some trying times in the last few weeks. So information officers will be out there to assist. They will also be out there to assist with any media that might be out there covering that. If the media does get in your way or impede your operations in any way, anywhere on the fire, please go up through your chain of command. We can get an information officer to you to assist you. Information still remains in room 12 to assist you with any needs you might have. We're here to serve. Please come by for either mail, lost and found items, anything we can do to help and support you. We are here to serve you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we have finance.
Good morning, Teresa Fork, Finance Section Chief for California Team 5. I want to thank CAL FIRE for all their help on getting everything set up for us for feds. For your information right now, we're going to stay with the plan that's in the IAP on page 27. We're still getting set up, so once we get all that information taken care of, we'll put some new information in the IAP. Thanks.
Thank you, Teresa. Next, we have Reed.
All right, good morning, everyone. Josh Recorder, Lead Resource Advisor for the team here. And thank you for all your work you're doing with the resource advisors. And again, there's a lot of them out there on a lot of the divisions, so please utilize them for your resource needs. And one thing to pay attention to, which is also on page 38 of your IAP, one of the things I want to highlight is the leaf trees. They're painted with a green L on them. So if you're out there doing some mitigation or falling some trees and you happen to know one that with an L, leave it alone. It's a leaf tree. That's what we're calling them. So don't cut them. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we have our HR specialist.
Good morning, Andrea Kabita, HRSP for Team 5. I'm here located at this location right now in room 22. So if you need anything, I will be heading up to China Peak at some point. The message is on page 35. It also has my phone number and email address. If you need anything, please give me a call and or email me, and I can come meet you. Thanks, and have a safe shift.
Thank you, Andrea. Our closing comments, Agency Administrator.
Good morning, Dean Gould, Forest Supervisor, Agency Administrator, Creek Incident. I got two things for you this morning, but they are very much related. First thing, I don't know if this is a word for the day, but certainly I think it's kind of the theme at present, and that is transition. Just about everything related to this incident is transitioning right now. Of course, we have Team 5 here on the south side. We're also starting a transition on the north side. That'll be complete on Monday, so big change over there. The weather is transitioning, certainly a lot cooler now. A little bit later in the week, we may be getting our heat back again that we were enjoying a bit ago. It was also discussed about the repopulation plan. Another big transition. A lot of residents, interested parties, stakeholders going up and down a very limited size road here, 2 lanes, both on the north and the south side. It's the primary arteries to get in and out. Another big transition. The complexion of the incident itself is transitioning as well. So there really isn't much related to this entire incident that isn't changing right now. With that brings the opportunity for some risk to be introduced by way of information not being passed. And that's the second part I was going to mention here. It's been a wealth of good information shared with you this morning with the, 200 or so of you that are here. It was mentioned there's 3,263 people assigned to this incident. If all this information stays with 200, then we do have a problem. You got to really work hard to make sure this information is pushed out to all 3,000, that they all get the word. That's what's most important. That's what's going to save lives. That's what's going to help us keep on that phenomenal safety record that we have so far. So with that, thank you again for everything you're doing, and have a safe day.
Thank you. In our closing comments, Incident Commander Rick Young.
Good morning. As has been previously mentioned, today is a transition day. Typically, this is an area where things can get introduced that cause problems. We spent the last day and a half embedded with CAL FIRE Team 1, with Chief Truax and his group. I don't expect there to be much impact. We're not changing much other than some new faces. Our priorities remain the preservation of life and property and getting people back in their homes as quickly as possible. I was able to attend the public meeting last night, and I was reading the comments in real time as they came through, and there's just a tremendous amount of outpouring of appreciation for the work you guys are doing in order to help us achieve those goals. So keep up the good work. As safety, Brian mentioned, the safety record on this fire has been outstanding, so keep that up. And in closing, we are California Team 5. We're here for your care and comfort. If there's something we can do to make your stay here a little better, find one of us in the blue shirts and we'll see what we can do for you. Be safe today. Have fun. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, a few other things. Unassigned resources, if you're not on the plan, we're going to gather you back there to the rear. Division breakouts are posted, so you'll go to there. Meeting times. Our next operational briefing is here at 0700 tomorrow morning. We have a 12 o'clock C&G. And we also have a 1700 planning meeting. Cooperators. Rick Alperts is right there. Cooperators, if you're in the crowd, see him. And that's it. Hey, you guys be safe. And don't forget to turn your radios and phones back on. Thank you.